Well, a very warm welcome to the August edition of our Market Wrap. Let's give you a bit of an insight into what transpired in the Bentleigh, Ormond, McKinnon and East Bentleigh areas. On the 2nd of August, we did see the RBA raise the cash rate by 50 basis points to the cash rate now being 1.85%. This is a topic in all media outlets, in the papers, on the news, about what interest rate rises is going to do to the real estate market. Clearly, they are raising interest rates in order to curb and combat inflation here in Australia. Now, we have noticed that there has been a little bit of a drop-off, which we've discussed in previous videos, in terms of what has happened in the market. Now, from an agent's perspective, across the board, on average, it's around 10 to 15% drop from pricing. Now, that is from the peak. Keep in mind, there was 45% growth over the last 2 years during COVID, which nobody could have predicted. So if you do think about that and you annualize that out over the 2 years, we're still 30% in front from where we were 2 or 3 years ago. Having said that, in the last 2 weeks, and as you know, I do these videos at the start of the next month, so we're in early September at the moment, but there has been some green shoots sprouting in the marketplace. And what I mean by that is there's some confidence. It feels like the market has found its level, and we've noticed buyers are stepping up, they're paying what they need to pay. Vendors are realigned with what the new market has now said that their property is worth, and we are doing more deals than we have been in the last 3 to 6 months. Now, for our office, we actually transacted 76 properties throughout the month of August, which is above average. There was a 66% auction clearance rate on average, with an average of 667 auctions per auction weekend. Now, we are leading into spring. Springtime, we typically see somewhere between 1,000 and 1,300 auctions on most weekends. Dare I say, as an agent, this could potentially be one of the quietest springtimes in Melbourne's history. Buyers that are looking to buy will not have the flurry of stock that they would be used to in spring. There still will be more stock than what we have been used to the last couple of months, but it's certainly not going to be the levels in which we've expected. And that's purely because vendors like yourself that don't need to sell, that are perhaps opportunistic sellers, are sitting back and saying, you know what, if I don't need to sell my house right now while the market's a little bit down, I'm not going to be doing that. But having said that though, it was a very, very strong month for the top end of the market. So let's give you a bit of an idea as to what the top 5 sales throughout those 2 postcodes were for the month of August. The top sale was number 23 Renown Street in Bentleigh, a beautiful big family home, and that property sold for $2.5 million after auction. The second was number 37 Rose Street in McKinnon, a bit of an anomaly and a great story. The person that bought that house had been there for, I think from memory, about 80 years, and they actually went to Caulfield Racecourse, had a win, and bought the property with their winnings. That was a land value sale in Rose Street, which we sold for $2.4 million with some spirited and competitive bidding. Next was number 13B Gill Street in Bentleigh, a very, very high-end brand new townhouse, and that transacted in about 4 or 5 days for $2 million, showing the strength of new properties or fully renovated properties, turnkey so to speak, performing really well in this market. Next was number 9 Tambert Street in Bentleigh East, a big family home on a corner block, 610 square metres, and that property sold for $1.9 million. And last but certainly not least was number 45 Huntley Road in Bentleigh, a property that I sold off market. I actually sold it to clients of mine about 5 years ago, and that sold off market for $1.9 million to a local family. So buyers, vendors, everybody that watches these videos, we are now leading into spring. It is the 2nd day of spring today. So looking forward to some warmer weather, some confidence out there in the marketplace. Obviously, if you are somebody that is looking to transact between now and Christmas, now is the time to get in touch with me. We are expecting a few more rate rises. I'd expect at least 2 more between now and the end of the year. However, those that aren't highly geared, this really doesn't affect you that much. All I would say is if you're looking to buy between now and Christmas, keep in mind that you do have limits on how long you can actually borrow money from the bank for. You need to go and get reapproved every 3 months. So those rate rises may affect your spending capacity. Thank you very much for watching. Simon Pintado is my name, and I'll see you next month.